What's up guys, Thrush here, and I'm really excited to bring you a new series relating to the Elgato Game Capture HD and its software, and using it to the best way possible on your Mac. So let's get right into it. Today we're going to talk about iMovie. iMovie is included in all Macs, and it's a really great video editor. It's fairly simple to pick up and learn, and makes it really easy for you to produce professional looking videos. So let's get right into it. The first thing you want to do is you're going to import files. As you can see, I've already imported a few files, but to get to the file importing, you're going to hit File, you're going to go Import, and I suggest movies. Unless you have some other reason which you shouldn't, unless you bring it over from your phone, or you want to send it to your phone, I recommend you just click movies. So you're going to want to go and find where you're saving your Elgato recordings. As you can see, I saved mine here under Game Capture HD library. And you can see I've already found my Trials Fusion folder, and I've grabbed the clip. So make sure when you're setting these, keep things organized in your software. You're going to want to give your files event names. So if I was going to make this again, I would probably create a new event and name it Trials Fusion Tutorial. Nice, clear, simple, easy to find later on down the road. But I've already done that, so there's no point. And then down here, it's going to give you an option to optimize video. There's full original size and large. The quality we get out of the Elgato Game Capture HD is awesome, so there's really no need to screw with it at all. So just make sure you're always selecting full original size, and that you've selected copy files. Because if something horrible happens, your computer crashes, iMovie crashes for any reason, no matter what happens, you'll still have these files up here in your Elgato HD library. Okay, let's get to the editing. So here's my Trials Fusion clip, and I want to bring it in and I want to make a video. So to bring it in, what you want to do, you're going to want to right click over the video, and you're going to hit Select Entire Clip. You can drag if you'd like, but for big clips, like you can see this is a pretty long clip, it's not really a viable option, so I usually just right click entire clip. So let's bring this in. You can see it gives you the little plus sign to show you that it's going to actually copy into that window. Give it a quick second, and there we go. No problems. So you can even see the audio where things are a little quiet and whatever you need. If you don't like to see the audio, I recommend you probably should. But if you just want to see video without audio on the bottom, or maybe your clip doesn't have audio, you can just click this button right here, show or hide audio waveform, and you can see now it disappears. That doesn't mean the audio is gone, you just don't see it. But I prefer to work with it on, so I'm going to leave it on for the rest of the video. So here's my clip. And the few things I like that you can see is you can go through here, you can scroll, and you get actually a live playback on the right side of everything going on. Which is really nice for editing if you need to scroll through and find, oh look, here's where my first track started, right here. So if I want to start my video there, that's a great way to go find it. But I think we're going to start with, let's add a little title to this project so that people know we're playing Trials Fusion, and makes it easier later on down the road, and just looks nicer to have a little title. So you see over here in the far right, we have 5 buttons. You have the music button, the photo button, the titles button, which is what we're going to load up here. We have the transitions, and then we have maps, backgrounds, and animations. We don't really need maps and backgrounds and animations. Those are more, I've seen people do slideshows using those sorts of things, like photo slideshows if they go on a family trip. But let's put that aside for now, and let's go back to titles. So here we go. You can see all the titles we got. Let's just pick one. As you can see, we scroll over, like we do over here where you see the live feed. The thumbnails are actually all live and will load what the transition looks like for you. Makes it really nice, shows you there's a little quick animation to it. We're going to bring in this overlapping text here. So I'm just going to click it, and I'm going to drag, And I want to put it in right at the start of my clip. There we go. Give it a quick second to load. And now I get to select my background if I want to do curtains on the back, any of that sort of stuff. I prefer simple stuff. I find if you get too busy, it takes away from the video. So I'm going to select industrial. And there we go. And it tells you right here up here in the top left, you see it tells me it's 4 seconds long. And if I click on this thing, I can edit the text. When I click on the video, I just see the video live. But if I click on here, I get text edit. So let's put in, this is Trials Fusion, so we're going to do Trials Fusion. Boom, and boom. Okay, and then we're just going to hit done. If you wanted to change the fonts or any of those sorts of things, you can see a nice big list opens up down here. And when you're done, you just hit done. So we're going to hit done over here. Our transition is built. Now let's take a quick look at that. If you wanted to start just the tail end of the transition into the video, you could use the playhead and hit your spacebar. And it would start wherever you're at and just show you. But if you want to see the whole thing from the start, you can click on the play button down here at the bottom, and the one on the left does the full screen playback. There we go. We saw our transition really quick. You see, it's not very smooth if we play. It goes straight from one into the other. I think we can make that look a little nicer. So let's add in a transition. There we go, over to the transitions browser. And personally, I like the cross dissolve theme. So I'm going to select, you can see again, it shows you what the animation looks like one from the other. So we have kids on a bike and a lake, and it just shows you how those are going to work. Let's add this cross dissolve into our video. Again, you can just drag and drop it, and we're going to go right between the two. You'll see the little green line, just helping you to line it up. Drag it in, give it a split second. And then you can see the little transition. It tells you how long it is. This one's 0.5 seconds. And if you ever, for any reason, need to adjust it, I recommend using transition adjustments. And here you can change the length. I recommend you click all, which is maintain clip range, as opposed to half, because that cuts down on your footage a little bit. Not so great. And then if you decide you want to change something, you can click here and you can change the actual transition. But we're going to leave it like that as a cross dissolve. So let's take a quick look at that. We go here. That's much better. Let's take one more look. Fusion Trials, and it sort of fades right into the game. So that's awesome. We're moving forward. We got our game. Next thing we want to do is we want to check to make sure the audio isn't too loud. And you can see here the line. It's at 100% of the game recording. If I move it, you'll see percentage, 30%, 100%. The video seems to be pretty well recorded. We have a few little peaks here. You can see it gets a little yellow up there. But otherwise, it's pretty good and shouldn't sound distorted. Oh, there's another one. So maybe what we're going to want to do is let's lower this volume down to 85%. And what that'll do is that'll help prevent distortion or any of that stuff, because if we blast the sound too loud, it's going to blow people's speakers, especially those people on mobile devices using headphones. They're not going to be too happy with us. Let's just make sure we keep it down but balanced, and I'm actually going to move it down a little more. Let's go with about 75% is what I'm aiming for right here. There we go, 74%. Okay, so let's give a listen to that. Transition into the video. There we go, awesome. I think what this clip needs is, we've added a transition, we've added a title. I think it needs a little bit of music, because while the Trials music is awesome and the sound effects are awesome, people like to jam out to some good tunes. So let's grab one for them. We're going to go over here to our music browser. And we're going to search a song. As you can see, I've already searched it. But this is what it starts up with. If you know where your sounds are, go ahead to click them. I just tend to stay on iTunes and search all my music from there. So here's our song.
It's 7 o'clock.
And we're just going to, again, drag and drop that in. And as you can see, it looks a little different than bringing in the video clips, but that's because it's sitting on top of everything. So once it loads in, okay, so we see here, now that it's loaded in, It's way too loud for our video. Just to give you an idea what that sounds like, watch your ears for a moment. It's probably not balanced, you're not really hearing the game at all, and it just sounds like a bunch of junk. And if you're ever unsure, you can check these sound bars over here on the right. You can see they're green and they're going into the red zone. That means you're way too loud and you need to turn it down. So we're going to bring this down. I want just some small game volume, not too much. Let's go with let's go 27%. But what I really wanted this music for was something to pump us up at the intro. So we had a little music going. And it seems like this clip isn't going to be the right size to do that. So we're going to need to edit it a little bit. So let's go in and show you how to do that. We're going to click, see this little steering wheel up here on the top left? We're going to click that settings panel, and you're going to do clip trimmer. Hit that, and it's going to open up a new window for you. And here we are, the clip trimmer. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab the yellow section you want to trim from the start, and I'm going to trim up to here. There we go. Maybe bring it back a little bit. And then what does the end look like? Yeah, see, the end has a little bit of a tail too. I don't like that so much. So we're going to drag the end too right over here to the end, so we don't have to waste so much space. So there we go. I think we're done with clip trimming. If you want to hear it, you can just hit play, and it'll show you what it's going to sound like with the music clipped from there. And then you just hit done. Okay, so there you can see it's moved. What it's actually done is it's moved our little slider over here, which is another way of adjusting the audio, right over and cut it completely off. And if at any point you change your mind and you want to go back, don't worry, it hasn't deleted the audio. It's only just sort of silenced it for the time being. So there we go. We got our audio in. We got it edited up. Let's go through. Let's see if there's anything else we need to do with this clip. As you can see, the picture out of the Elgato is great. It has lots of bright colors. There's really no need to fiddle with the color spectrum at all out of the Elgato on your Mac. It tends to produce really accurate quality to what the game produces, which is really what we're going for. So as you can see here, our music ends and our clip is far too long. So we're just going to get rid of the rest of this clip for the purpose of this video. And how we're going to do that, we're going to line up our playhead to where we want it to end. There we go. Let's bring it right to the end. There we go. And just click really quick. And then we're going to go clip. And we're going to do split clip. And as you can see, right where we left our playhead, it's now added a space between those two clips that we can go in. And we're just going to delete that second half. And there we go. One nice trim ending. And if you ever want to get some more minute details on that, you can always make it smaller, make it bigger. If you need to fiddle with it a little more, you can see here it's a little more obvious to edit now. So yeah, so that's how you edit up videos in iMovie. Hopefully that was helpful. And at any point, if you don't like what you did, don't be afraid to just highlight over the object and hit delete. Say, for example, we wanted to get rid of this intro because you're like me and you have a video intro over here. So we're going to delete this just by clicking on it, hitting delete. Give it a quick second. Think about it. There we go. And as you see, it's been nice enough to leave our transition in there. That doesn't always happen. And then we're just going to select our clip here. We're going to drag it in. And we're going to drag it in on the other side of the cross-self. See how we have options to drag it in next to trials or to the far side? We're going to do to the far side of the left. And there we go. You see we got our nice video intro with music. And the cross is all over here. But what about that end? Remember that end we cut that was looks a little rough over here? Let's try and expand that a little bit. So we're going to go over here and let's cut that down even a little more by going clip, split clip again. And there we go. It's cut that end off. We can just delete that. And then we want to add a little cross dissolve at the end. Or if we want to get crazy, we can add a fade. I like actually fade to black is a really nice ending as well. let's select fade to black, and we're going to drag it in right there at the end. Now let's take a look at our video from the end. Music fades out, and we get a nice little fade to black. If you want to make that any longer at all, you can always click on it here, go to the little settings wheel, and adjust the time as necessary. Okay, so I hope this video helps you out a lot and was able to answer a few questions you had about video editing on the Mac. Thanks again to Elgato for helping to support these videos. I hope to have some more for you soon. And if you have any questions about this tutorial specifically, don't forget to hit me up on Twitter @StefanTrudell, or you can also hit up Elgato Gaming @Elgato Gaming. I'll leave those both in the description. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot, guys.